kick off from the Republic of Lesotho. The late Member of Parliament for Tabamwa constituency number 73, Mokhokoli Setuele, will be remembered for his humility, honesty, and peace-loving nature. Deputy Speaker Advocate Lekhoto Rakwane said it will not be easy to forget or get another Member of Parliament of the late Setuele's caliber who had served the Parliament for so long. Moving over to Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday called on African countries to invest enormous resources towards wealth and job creation. He said this will stimulate African social economic integration and achieve the African aspiration for renewal and renaissance. President Kenyatta observed that to attain this great dream, African states must also avail the requisite resources to the African Union Commission to enable it to implement programs that promote peace and advance development of the continent. In Kenya again, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Mohamed Morsi of Egypt yesterday committed to consult and work closely in matters of mutual interest, both at the continent and global arena. At a meeting on the sidelines of the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the two leaders stressed the need for Africa to speak in one voice and look for African solutions to challenges facing the continent. In South Sudan, President Salva Kiir Mayardit of the Republic of South Sudan and Omar al-Bashir of Sudan have agreed to immediately establish 8 border crossing points for easy meet of people and flow of goods to facilitate trade. This followed a meeting between the two leaders in the margins of the African Union Summit on the 24th of May at the Sheraton Hotel in Addis Ababa. In Ghana, Finance Minister Said Tekpe yesterday announced that Cabinet had approved the use of additional revenue options, expenditure and debt measures to achieve the end-of-year targets. Speaking at the Meet the Press series organized by the Ministry of Information and Media Relations in Accra, Tekpe said the measures proposed under revenue were subject to the approval of Parliament. In Ghana again, President John Dramani on Saturday, 25th May, by executive instrument, declared the day today, Monday, 27 May, as a statutory public holiday. A statement signed by the Minister for the Interior, Kwesi Akwoy, and directed that the day be observed as such throughout the country. The Democratic Party of Equatorial Guinea, known by its acronym PDGE, summoned in Malabo and Bata thousands of followers. In the capital, the president himself encouraged everyone to repeat the overwhelming success of his party. Meanwhile, Convergence for Social Democracy, known by its acronym CPDS, also hosted a closing campaign rally. We kick off from Liberia. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has expressed her pleasure that narratives on Africa are changing and that these new narratives are a clear testimony that Pan-Africanism and the African Renaissance have brought the continent closer together, thereby changing the narratives of doom to those of opportunities, progress, and development. President Sirleaf made the comments following a debate on Pan-Africanism and the African Renaissance as part of celebrations marking the Golden Jubilee of the African Union. In Liberia again, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has been elected chairperson of the African Peer Review Mechanism, known by its acronym APRM, by her colleagues who have acceded to the APRM during a meeting on the fringes of the African Union Summit. Accordingly, the Liberian president was elected by consensus with popular support from leaders of the continent. In Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama and his wife Lordina Mahama traveled to Paris yesterday for a 3-day state visit to the European country. Minister of State Reform, Decentralization and Civil Service, Marie-Lise Lebranchu, would officially receive the first family and delegation alongside African ambassadors and a delegation from the Ghanaian community in France. President Uhuru Kenyatta jetted back into the country last night from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where he attended the 21st Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union Summit. On arrival, the head of state was received by the Deputy President William Ruto, Chief of Defense Forces General Julius Karangi, among other senior government officials. In Equatorial Guinea, the Deputy Prime Minister for Political Affairs, Democracy and Minister of Internal Affairs and Local Corporations, Clement Ngoga Nguema Ongwene, met on Sunday evening, May 26th, with diplomatic representatives present in Equatorial Guinea, as well as international observers from bodies such as the African Union and the ACP, to inform the public of the first partial results of the start of the count. Initial results indicate a new victory for the PDGE. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir Mayardit has called on the African Union Peace and Security Council AUPSC to strengthen the United Nations Interim Security Force for Abyei, known by its acronym UNISFA, following the killing of the paramount chief Koru Deng of Abyei. The president said the situation would get even worse if the United Nations Security Force is not strengthened to face the current security challenges. From Equatorial Guinea. On May 15, the opening of the Basupo Clinic in Malabo took place after the completion works, which have been funded by the company known as Marathon Equatorial Guinea Production Limited, known by its acronym MEGPL. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and the Ministry of Mines, Industry and Energy participated in this project. In Equatorial Guinea again, the Embassy of Spain in Equatorial Guinea is preparing a special tribute to the great Equatorian Guinean Hispanist and Africanist couple. The event will take place on June 7 at the diplomatic offices. The special relationship that Leandro Umbomio had with Spain and Latin America culture invites Equatorial Guinea to celebrate this event in memory of the African Picasso. In Ghana, as well as some Pan-African groups, have congratulated Ghana and Africa on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee celebration of the African Union. The Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, Trudy Kenigan, read a solidarity message on behalf of the American Diplomatic Corps in Ghana at the flag-raising ceremony held by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. In Ghana again, Speaker of Parliament Edward Ajatu yesterday, Tuesday 28 May, swore in the newly elected Member of Parliament for Kombungu constituency in the northern region known as Amadou Moses Yaya when the House reconvened after a period of recess. Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe left the country for Japan this morning to attend the 5th Tokyo International Conference for African Development to be held in Yokohama. The head of state and government and commander-in-chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is being accompanied by the First Lady, Ami Grace Mugabe. Meantime, Vice President Joyce Mujuru is the acting president. The official webpage reads, the sum of $5 million has been canned up in Smokel arson attack. The incident comes barely 3 days after Zambian Energy and Water Development Deputy Minister Charles Zulu visited the Chizumbanje ethanol plant and indicated his country's desire to import ethanol from green fuel over the next 3 years. We kick off from South Sudan. The South Sudan Business Forum, known by its acronym SSBF, on Tuesday, May 28th, welcomed the appointment of its inaugural board members at an event held at the Home and Away Business Center in Juba. SSBF is South Sudan's main public-private dialogue mechanism that brings together key economic stakeholders to promote a conducive business and investment climate for private sector development. Page reads a press statement by President Kenyatta. It reads thus: I have noted with concern the acrimonious exchanges between the Salaries and Remuneration Commission and Parliament. While acknowledging the independence of our Parliament, the Constitution explicitly mandates the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to set and review the salaries of all state officers. Ghana, the First Lady Lordina Mahama has been elected the first Vice President of OAFLA, the Organization of African First Ladies Against the Fight of HIV and AIDS, at their meeting in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Golden Jubilee session of the African Union and the 21st Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the Union. In Ghana again, President John Dramani Mahama on Tuesday, 28 May, expressed the desire and determination of government to strengthen business relations between Ghana and France in the coming years. President Mahama said this when he visited Dassault Systems and GNPC Technique companies in France that had been playing vital roles in Ghana over the years. Moving over to Equatorial Guinea, the group of observers from the African Union which participated in the elections on Sunday, May 26th, presented their preliminary statement of the Observer Commission. The representatives of all the political parties attended the event and showed their agreement with this statement. The main conclusions of the African Union group indicate. Finally, for today in Equatorial Guinea, the First Lady and Honorary President of the Women's Organization of the Democratic Party of Equatorial Guinea, PDGE, Constancia Mango de Obiang, just provided financial support worth 200 million francs CFA to groups of women and entrepreneurs who some time ago lost their goods in the Semu market as a result of fire, specifically in the storage area.